Good morning, everyone. Good morning. How are you? Happy Monday. Hello to you on Facebook. Hello to you on Instagram. Tanja here. Welcome. It's Monday, the 22nd of June. It's time for Tea with Tanja Lee. And this is all about sharing leading life and business coaching for free to give you access to heal and release the past, get clear about your passion and purpose, and enable you and empower you to become a masterful manifester now. Good morning, everyone. It's a very exciting day because as of this morning, I am no longer on a 14-day water fast. It does take a little bit for my brain to connect with my mouth. This morning, I'm going to be talking about my experience of what it's been like living on nothing but water for the past 14 days. Good morning, everyone that's tuning in on Facebook and Instagram. I feel very fresh. Get a bit more light on the subject. So if you're interested to find out what it was like to live on nothing but water for 14 days, because I had a lot of DMs, a lot of messages, and a lot of questions, I thought I would, thank you, Brooke, I thought I would just dedicate this morning to sharing what inspired me to do it, why I actually did it, what were the feelings going through the process, what were my challenges, and of course, what were the results. So, first things first, this is Tea with Tanja Lee, and for 2 weeks, I haven't had a cup of tea. So I'm going to share this little ritual with you. Here we go. I'm actually choosing to have my girlfriend Vass from V Rose Apothecary's Centenarian tea, which is an ancient brew, high vibrational tea, deeply medicinal. It's an ancient recipe. Head over to V Rose Apothecary for your opportunity to go and get some of this. It's unsponsored. I just love her and I love what she does. Look how pretty this is. Oh my God, so amazing. I'm going to pour myself my first cup of tea in 2 weeks. This morning I made my first juice. It's an ancient Egyptian recipe, also given to me by my girlfriend Vass. It's called Kabbalah Juice, which is 2 lemons, 4 beetroot, 4 carrots, and 4 different types of apple. And this is going to sound weird. I won't lie, I actually cried. Hey, Diane, I actually cried when I drank it. And the tears came from a place of what it took to, like, the willpower, the determination, and the discipline to keep cooking my daughters all of their meals, to take my eldest daughter out for a glass of Shiraz and an antipasta platter while I sat there having a mug of hot water, what it took to do what I just did. And I cried because of the flavor, and I cried, not bawled, but I had tears streaming down my face. And the primary reason was because I could feel like the love of my temple, like just the deep love that I had for myself. So cheers. It's going to be too hot to sip yet, but it'll seduce me while I'm sitting here. So feel free as I share to ask me any questions. I'm curious, have you ever done a water fast? I know many of us have done a juice fast before. Have you ever done a water fast? Let me know. Just say yes or no. Yes to water fast or no to water fast. So let me share with you why I did it. First of all, for many of you will know, I had the biggest, most challenging year of my life in the last 12 months. Separated from a 20-year marriage. 3 weeks after the separation, my father-in-law died. Supporting as pretty much a solo parent, supporting Jared has, good on you, Jared. A few people saying no, supporting my girls through a really challenging time. My daughter Kaya came close to dying whilst on a family holiday, just her and I in Thailand, and coming back and just holding the space of, the last 12 months. It really did take its toll. And then you have COVID on top of that. And so I would say, the stress of that And I'm pretty resilient. I'm very optimistic. I'm a glass half full kind of gal, a bucket half full kind of gal. But, I'm human too. And so over that time, even though, so I just dropped some of my own habits of exercising. I drank wine, I ate cheese and things that I know are yum and I love, but I kind of just got a bit sloppy with myself, and therefore I gained a little bit of extra weight. I actually was the heaviest I've ever been outside of being pregnant. And so it wasn't just for weight loss. And I know everyone, I don't know everyone, but a lot of people have messaged me saying, what's the results? And they're curious about how much weight I lost. And I'm going to share with you exactly how much weight I've lost, which is for me quite astonishing. But I chose to do the water fast because it was intuition. I was talking to my girlfriend Vass. She said her partner James was doing a water fast, and as soon as I heard the words, my body just went, yes, that's what I need to do. Over the past 2 to 3 months, I've been doing a really big personal archaeology, healing on the physical, mental, emotional, and spiritual aspects to really unpack and release the last 20 years of my life, to be honest. And anyone that's gone through a separation or anyone that's gone through anything traumatic or challenging knows that when you're in it, and there's this desire to get out of it and move forward. And I was really in that place. So I felt that I was going through a real death and rebirth. And I've done a lot of great work for myself, and I'm really proud of how far I've come. However, I felt like, and I'd done a lot mentally, physically, and spiritually, but not so physical was kind of the last frontier for me. And please believe me, this is not the end. Like, we're always a work in progress, and there's a lot more evolution to occur. I don't think we ever arrive anywhere, right? So I wanted to do it to actually have a physical transformation. I was feeling sluggish. I was feeling mentally negative about myself and how I looked and felt. I was really lacking self-love. I was indecisive and great with my clients, but when it came to myself and my life, just a bit foggy and just in this morass and in a funk. So I decided to do it, and it was instant. I made the decision. The next day I started. So they were my reasons. Let me talk you through the feelings and what occurred. Day one, I was Mrs. Potato Head with her angry eyes. I had a lot of anger surface. So of course I have no food that my body's digesting. So a lot of anger was surfacing. And what I did for myself over this water fast for 2 weeks was just allow what is to be what is. Just allowed it to be there and allowed it to process. Does that make sense? So that's what I did. And that really only kind of lasted a day. The second day I started to feel really clear and present. Then I would say for the next 12 days, my experience was going deep within this cocoon of myself. And I noticed I started to energetically really separate from anything that was causing me stress, anything that was impacting me mentally or emotionally, and I started to really come back into myself. I felt deeply, and still do, deeply connected to source, deeply connected to myself, and no more monkey mind. I want to also unpack the physical stages for you of what happened. Now, before I do this, I'm not advocating, condoning, or inviting you to do it. You need to seek your own medical advice if you choose. I didn't. I just trusted my intuition, as I do with everything. Most people that do a 14-day water fast do it under some sort of medical supervision. And so I didn't do that. I just kept tuning into my body, and I'm going to talk to you about what I did along this way. But there are numerous videos on YouTube where you can educate yourself on what's the process of what happens to the body. But I'm going to unpack what occurs to your body when you actually water fast. Within the first 1 to 2 hours of water fasting, your blood sugar rises. Within the first 5 hours, your blood sugar falls. So this is where you can feel really hungry and then feel depleted. By after 5 hours, your glycogen reserves start dropping and your body's looking for energy. That's where you start to get hungry, about the 5 hour mark. Up to 8 hours, you go into a process called glucogenesis, which is where the liver uses up all the energy of the last meal in your body as fuel. And then the body switches from that into using your fat reserves as energy. That's what starts happening at the 8 hour mark. At about 10 hours, you've got pretty much no glycogen left. And, your body's looking for the last bit of digestible energy as well. And your fat cells start to release fat in your system and to your liver as energy. So it goes into your bloodstream. And this is where you start to, and that's called ketones, and that's where you start to hit ketosis, which is your body is literally using your fat as energy. So you go into high fat burning mode. From 10 to 15 hours, you're in this ketosis metabolic state, and that's what's happening. And you literally can, I could feel that happening to my body, and you could definitely see the fat disappearing, like within days. By about the 18-hour mark, now remember, I did this for 2 weeks, but at the 18-hour mark, 60% of your energy is coming from all your fat reserves. So your body is burning fat to get the energy. Then by day 2, you're hitting entropy, which is this is the miraculous phase. This is where your cells start searching the body for any disease, viruses, unhealthy cells, bacteria, parasites, and it starts eating them. It starts eliminating them. You're entering anti-aging process. And I have to say, from a personal experience, I'm not looking for validation from anyone, but I actually feel 10 years younger. And I feel like I look a little bit younger and fresher. So it removes all the unnecessary dysfunctional components and breaks them down. And the body starts then producing younger cells. So isn't our body fascinating? So here we are, we've used up all of our food that's left. The body's now going, we got no food, body, so let's send some fat into the bloodstream and into the liver for food. Cool. And then the blood cells go, cool, now we've got the energy and focus to go and start like Pac-Man and eating off all the diseased, virused, bacteria, parasite, anything that's counterproductive to optimal health, it starts eating them and eradicating them. By about day 2 or 3, the growth hormones start to begin, and this is where you start to get lean muscle mass. You get improved cardiovascular health, which is connected to longevity. By day 3, your body's really sensitive to insulin, and by 3 days plus, your immune system is going through mass rejuvenation. So you are recycling your immune cells, and you are now entering rapid cell renewal. So massive anti-aging process. Now, the benefits of water fasting are so I've written some down. So it uses fat as energy. So obviously you burn fat. It decreases inflammation in the body. You're using your blood sugar doesn't fluctuate. So you're not having cravings and then peaks and troughs in your eating pattern. It decreases blood pressure. It slows down the aging process. Hell yes to that. It lowers the risk of heart disease, and it also helps with immune problems, so gas, bloating, constipation, all of that sort of stuff. Here's who water fasting isn't for. Don't fast if you have eating disorders. Don't fast if you are underweight. Don't fast if you are pregnant or breastfeeding. Don't fast if you have heart problems, type 1 diabetes, or something else that I can't read what I wrote. Here was my personal experience. Mrs. Potato Head, angry eyes for the first day. Then I started to feel really clear. Then I could feel my body working, like I could actually feel all the energy going on inside, and I could obviously feel the weight loss and the drop in fat. So that's the physical stuff, and I'll share the total weight loss towards the end. Mentally, I felt incredibly clear, very decisive. Again, as I said before, deeply connected to source. Emotionally, I completely disconnected from any emotional pain, drama, torment, worry, anxiety, concern, longing, negativity. Gone, eradicated. And I can tell you, for the first time in my life, I experienced and still am in full 100% self-love, like inside and on the outside. And I don't know about you, but I have never been there. I know I'm a good person. I know I'm a good soul. I know I'm a service to others. But there was always something I was picking on myself, either physically or in another way. That's completely gone. So unbelievable self-love. Let's see if I can drink this tea now. Cheers. Oh my God, this is going to be orgasmic. Flavor. Far out. That's so beautiful. What I also did to support myself during the process, and this might be a bit TMI for too many people, but hey, I'm an open book. So here's Brooke says, "Hey, yes to this." So on day one, I went and had a colonic, and if you don't know what a colonic is, it's where they pump cold and hot water into your colon through your rectum, and it flushes out all your old fecal matter. There can be years and years and years of built up fecal matter on the walls of your colon, which can cause eczema, psoriasis, bloating, skin problems, anger, just because you're kind of full of shit, right? You got old shit in you. So I had a colon to cleanse myself out. I had an infrared sauna. I had an ionic foot bath, which is where they use amplified salt water to draw negative properties out of your body, so heavy metals and toxins. And if you're interested in what that actually looks like, go onto Instagram, go onto my life highlights, and you'll see a before and after photo. Before, my feet are in the little foot spa, clear water. 45 minutes later, you'll see the after photo, and it is like brown, foul, yuck. So that I did that. I did another colonic on week 2. I had 2 deep tissue Thai massages to massage the lymphatic system. In the second week, learnt about oil pulling, which is where you put a tablespoon of organic coconut oil in your mouth and you swish it around first thing in the morning before drinking or brushing your teeth, and it draws out all the bacteria, some from your gut, from your throat, and all from your mouth, and you spit it in the bin, not in the sink, because it'll block your pipes. So I've been doing that religiously, and then towards the end started dry brushing. Yes, I couldn't believe that when I saw it. Yeah, so Diane saw the before and after photo. It's astonishing. So I'm going to keep doing those. I feel the best I've ever felt in my life. I'm clear about my path. I've got nothing from my past holding me back. I am in deep self-love. And as I said at the beginning, if you didn't tune in, when I made my Kabbalah Juice, which is, again, Vas gave me this recipe. It's an ancient Egyptian recipe, which is 4 beetroot, 2 lemon, 4 different types of apples, and 4 carrots. I sat on the couch and had a moment and sipped it, and tears just went down my face because I felt so proud. I won't lie, it took willpower, it took discipline, especially when I'm cooking for my daughters every day. And, you know, when I took my daughter out and she's 18, so she had a glass of Shiraz and this big, sexy antipasta platter, which is like my favorite food, a glass of red and antipasta at Dock in Mornington. And I sat there with a mug of hot water. So it's been extraordinary. I'm now choosing to do this process at least once a year. I'm going to do it on spring equinox to clear for the new season. Some of the side effects were obviously lightheaded, so you can't get up fast. I felt really cold, which I already usually kind of feel cold anyway. The last 3 days were the hardest. I spent the last 3 days, so over the weekend and Friday night in bed. Oh, I also had magnesium salt baths pretty much every day, sometimes twice a day, which really nourished my bones. And, you know, again, you're getting the benefits from salt water. Thank you, Suzanne. Thank you, Val. Yeah, very disciplined. And look, you know, like if I can do this, I can do anything, right? Lived on water for 14 days. So, but the highlights for me was experiencing 100% self-love internally and externally, and completely like I'm 100% energetically detached from my past. And I just feel clear and ready to create my future. If you have any questions, please let me know, because I'm really happy to answer them. One of the biggest questions that I've received is, how much weight did I lose in 14 days? Well, I weighed myself this morning. As I said, I was the heaviest I've ever been outside of being pregnant when I started. I lost 9 kilos in 14 days. 9 kgs. And so what is the aftercare plan? Well, for the next 2 weeks, it's Kabbalah Juice for today and tomorrow, plus tea. This beautiful tea from Vass, and this is going to be like, ooh, then I can soup. I'm going to make beautiful lentil, roast vegetable, organic bone broth soup, and I'll be living off juice and soup for the next 2 weeks. So that's my aftercare plan, and then from there, it'll be steamed vegetables, and then slowly returning to pescatarian. So I'm so proud of you. Thank you. Why 14 days and not longer or shorter? Intuition, Diane. You know, some people do it for 45 days. I could really start to feel my kidneys, and I've had some kidney issues over my life. So I could feel my kidneys having a good go. And you know, you don't have energy. You're not supposed to exercise. You're not supposed to do much, because if you're pushing your energy outwards, you need your energy inwards so your cells can enter that you know, that stage of anti-aging where it's eradicating all the unhealthy cells and going through massive cell rejuvenation via ketosis. So if you're expending your energy out, you can't do that. So, you know, I spend a lot of energy in the work that I do. You know, I run a household on my own. I've got 2 girls that I nurture. I work full time. I run my own business. It just wasn't functional for me, Diane, to do more than 14 days. I've achieved what I've wanted to achieve, but now, you know, the aftercare program is going to continue doing this. So that's what suited me. Some people do 3 days, some 10, some 45. I am Jesus, girl. 2 weeks was enough for me. Greg, how much water did I drink when you felt I needed it, or was it scripted? It wasn't scripted, but I reckon I probably had 6 to 8 liters a day. So I would have this bottle, must be out of glass. I had this bottle and another bottle going all the time, and I would finish it. And to be honest, and I'd put Himalayan sea salt, a little bit of that in it, because that helps with the hydration, and activated charcoal, which helps bind whatever's in your system and help release it. Again, a bit of TMI. I didn't do number 2s. I haven't done number 2s since Monday 2 weeks ago, other than what came out in my colonic. Big thing I want to share. I know, a bit much information, but sometimes people want to know this stuff. But I don't feel blocked because I've had no food. I also learnt from my colon therapist about castor oil compressing. It's an ancient Ayurvedic medicine practice, which is an Indian practice. Ayurveda is using food as medicine. You get a clean tea towel, you turn it into a compress, you drown one side with organic castor oil. I did a liver, get this blew my mind. I put a castor oil compress on my liver, because that's where, whenever I have healing, it's always liver, right? And liver is connected energetically to anger. So I had a lot of, because I'm not angry, I don't react, but if I'm suppressing stuff, then this is where it goes. So I put the compress on, wrapped it in Glad wrap, went to bed and put a hot water bottle on. The next day I had my second colonic booked in. Get this, I'm lying there, she's doing the colonic, and I feel nauseous, and then I literally make this sound like came out of nowhere, and I felt this energy just go out of my body. And she said, "Oh, good girl." And then I'm looking through the pipe, because you can see what's coming out of your body. This petroleum looking energy, like liquid, came out. Full iridescent green and yellow liquid came out. I'm like, what the hell is that? She said, your liver, she didn't know I did a compress the night before. She had no idea. So ironic, right? She said, your liver just did a massive detox dump. I'm like, far out. And I said, why is it iridescent yellow? She said, that's radiation from x-rays and Wi-Fi. So that blew my mind. So you can do, women out there, if you suffer from period pain, do a castor oil compress on your sacral chakra, your reproductive system, or on your lower back. So Twtl, castor oil, wrap it in Glad wrap and a hot water bottle, and it just pulls out all the funk that's going on in your body. Yeah, get far out, Brooke, exactly. Like, I kid you not, it was like petrol. It was iridescent lime. And to the point where I was like, oh, what is that? Radiation. Jesus. So think about when we've been sick and we've taken antibiotics and all this stuff, which is great. Thank you, modern medicine. It helps us. But if we don't then go in and clean out the system and put all that good bacteria back in our body, we are, aging faster because our body's not rejuvenating. Is it a set regime you're doing? I've heard of fasting rejuvenates the body. Some of the, thanks for asking, Sylvia, some of the greatest health practitioners say that intermittent fasting, so some people do 1 day a week, some people do 2 days on, 2 days on fasting, 5 days off. It's just a great reset for the body. So I'll be doing a 2-week water fast at least once a year, but I'll do intermediate fasting. I'll probably make Monday or something every week, just my fasting day, to give my body a rest and to let it go through those magic 24-hour fasting process. Emily, that's amazing. I just let out a loud wow. Yeah, it was shocking. It was shocking. So if you haven't seen my live, if you haven't seen the ionic foot bath, and by the way, if you want to know where to get, this ionic foot bath, because I had a lot of people message me about that, you can, go just do a Google search for ionic foot bath in your local area. It'll either be like a colon therapist or a health practitioner. You can buy them yourself and do them yourself. Great for kids as well. Yeah, I feel great. I do feel great. Hair's a bit crazy, but I feel great. It's just scary to think of all the toxic stuff we carry in our body. Yeah, even like turn the Wi-Fi off at night. That Wi-Fi energy is radiation that affects our thyroid. Our thyroid is the organ that balances our hormones. So when we're sleeping and we go into rest and relaxation, our whole system is getting impacted by radioactive waves and frequencies. So please turn the Wi-Fi off at night at least, and don't have your phone next to you. That's all radiation going in your body. Scary to think. Yes. So any questions? Did you drink coffee or literally just water? No coffee, water. just this water with a bit of Himalayan sea salt and activated charcoal, and now and then for 2 weeks. That's it. Here's how disciplined I was, my friends. One of the meals I was cooking for my girls was a beautiful Indian curry, and I made some yummy turmeric rice. And because I usually test everything as I'm making it, I couldn't do that. I could have, but I chose not to because I'm very disciplined. I literally had like 6 grains of rice in my mouth to chew to see if it was cooked, and I spat them out. I didn't swallow them. I spat them out in the sink. So like, forget coffee, like I didn't have anything. But I have to say, I feel the best I've ever felt in my life. Now, if this is speaking to you or it resonates or you're curious, please do this responsibly. Speak to a health practitioner and make a conscious decision before you do it. How much Himalayan sea salt and activated charcoal? I reckon initially I probably put too much activated charcoal. It was just yuck. So I reckon, you probably only need like 1/3 of a teaspoon. And with the Himalayan sea salt, I would just put like a pinch in a bottle that size, not too much. You have the Wi-Fi on, that is, what's Nicole saying? My husband needs to watch this, Georgie. It's been amazing. By the way, yes, if this is informative, and look, I am no expert, okay? I just did my own research. I was my own guinea pig. I got some advice from my girlfriend Vass from V Rose Apothecary, because her and her partner James do it. And what about apple cider vinegar? No, nothing. I have a shot of that every morning, but no, nothing but water. Nothing but water and air. So if you're watching this and you think someone needs to see it, then please direct them to the recording, which is on Facebook. Or, if you're not part of our email tribe and you want to get one email from me a week that typically has 2 videos. We just had a bit of a backlog, so people got like 9 in one go, but typically 2 videos a week. Then just put your email address in or DM me, and I promise no spam. It's all soul and love. There's no upsell. I'm not trying to get you in a course or a program. I'm just sharing the stuff that I do. Why does it have to be a glass bottle? Because when water is in plastic, it's absorbing the chemicals from plastic. So glass is pure. This is all about organic. This has heightened my awareness of everything. So I'm pretty good with our cleaning products using eucalyptus oil, and but I sanitized my mattress. Another little tip: I sanitized my mattress yesterday using so took all the sheets off, got bicarb soda, sprinkled that on, and essential oil, like 100% organic essential lavender oil, left that on for half an hour to an hour, and then vacuumed it off, and it just draws out some of the bacteria, sweat, and impurities in the mattress. Because think about it, we sweat so much at night, we don't even know it half the time, and it all is seeping into the mattress, and I could just feel the chi, the energy increase, which is amazing. Diane, thank you for sharing your experience. You have inspired me before, now, and so I'm so proud of you, feeling your luscious vibe. The other thing too, here's the other benefit. I'm a bit of a go-getter. I've been observing myself, because you don't have a lot of energy, I had to really slow down, which meant I also dropped deeply into the feminine. So I've been quite masculine most of my life, like I'm very make shit happen, go get it, rush, have the washing on and have this on and have that on, and that's all gone. I am no longer returning to that way of being. I'm going to stay deeply embodied. I'm going to just walk slow and be deeply present, because it's just a richer way to live. And I think it's just a more potent way of being. And I'm not stressed out. Like, I'm just not stressed out. And I can see how unconscious I was eating. I was at a girlfriend's a couple of nights before doing this water fast, and she had these amazing Mexican kind of corn chips and hummus, and I was just like scoffing it down like a crazy person. Now I just feel like, that's why I cried when I had my Kabbalah juice this morning, because I was just like, oh, my body is a temple. I'm nourishing it. I'm loving it. No more just shoving. No more just shoving and running. How many times do we like eat in the car and miss meals and chuck down a coffee to get energy? Like, honestly, that's just all stopped for me. I'm on this new mission for divine health and well-being. Georgie, yes, it absolutely was filtered water. Just wondering, Tanja, what juice are you having now? So I mentioned this before, but if you've missed it and you just jumped on, it's an ancient Egyptian recipe called Kabbalah Juice. It is 4 carrots, 4 all organic, 4 carrots, 4 beetroot, 4 different types of apples, and 2 full lemons with the skin on. I can see how this would make people eat mindfully and live mindfully and feel energized. Yes, it's just so conscious. Yeah, so I feel unreal. I was told there is filtered water that filters the fluoride too much, which isn't good for the body. Yeah, I've heard that too. Body is a temple. Often get called weird because I eat for my body, not for taste. Yeah, are we eating fuel or filler? So my friends, that's my journey. 14 days of nothing but water with a little salt, lots of self-care, lots of self-love, lots of letting go, lots of self-nurturing. And I highly recommend it. But of course, be responsible. If this speaks to you, contact your health practitioner. But if you are looking to enter anti-aging and increase your longevity, if you're looking to reduce stress in your body and your cells, if you do want to drop a bit of unnecessary fat, if you want clarity of mind, deep focus, precision, decisiveness, if you want to eradicate any emotional swirl and turmoil, and if you want to elevate your connection with the divine, God, Source, Vishnu, Krishna, Allah, whatever your faith is, then I can definitely recommend it. So I'm going to get ready to take my eldest daughter to school. I just wanted to use this opportunity to share because I had so many questions, and if I just share it online, then it's easier for me because I can say it once. Could someone please type this in to Facebook? Sylvia's asking, can you share the recipe for the juice? Here it is. Someone please type this in before I sign off. Number 1, so just put on the top, all organic. Number 1, no particular order, right? So 4 beetroot, 4 carrots, 4 different types of apples, 2 full lemons skin on. That's Kabbalah Juice, Cabala, Kabbalah Juice, all organic. Thank you, Kani. Someone, if they can type that into Facebook so it's there, that would be amazing. So I hope that was informative. I hope that answers all your questions. Later on today, I will check Facebook and see if there's any questions that I missed. But I love you. Thanks for tuning in. 4 beetroot, 4 carrots, 4 apples, 2 lemon skin on. Boom shakalaka. Emily, you nailed it. If someone can type that into Facebook, that would be very helpful for everyone. Or everyone on Instagram's doing great. Melissa, how did I know it would be you, my love? All organic. 4 beetroot, 4 carrots, 2 lemons, and 4 different types of apples. I love you guys. I wish you great health. I wish you great happiness. And if there is anything I can do to be of service to you in healing and releasing the past, in getting clear, connected, and to your passion and purpose, and empowering you to become masterful at manifesting now, know that I'm on your side. Know that I'm, in your team. And I'm absolutely here for you. My life's purpose is to help humanity fulfill their potential now. And after doing this juice fast, I'm on a deeper mission to do that in a bigger way, just not in a crazy, rushed kind of fashion. So as usual, so thank you for spending your Monday morning with me. And as usual, please remember I will be back here live on Friday this week, 8 o'clock Australian Eastern Standard Time for Q&A Monday. This is where you send in your questions. Where are you stuck? Where are you challenged? Where are you in a funk? What problems are you navigating around work, parenting, partnering, self-love, leadership, communication, anything to do with personal and professional? Then send me your questions in via DM, or when I post later today on Instagram and Facebook, Q&A Friday, you can just put it in that. And I'm here to help you. Why wouldn't you take that up? It's absolutely free. So thanks for your time and energy. Thanks for your company. Thank you, Vass, for the tea, my first cup of tea. You guys know it's tea with Tanja, and I've been drinking water. Here's to this. I love you. Go well. And please, please, please become a devotee. Fill your cup with self-love and go brew you. I love you. Go well, be kind to yourself and others. The world needs a lot more love and compassion. I'll see you soon. Thanks, Georgie. I love you guys. Have a beautiful day and an amazing week. See you soon.